Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's Complete and Create workshop. I'm going to give people 30-ish seconds to pop in. While we're doing that, make sure that you can see the chat box because we're gonna be interactive today. And the chat box is, if you're on the page, it should be on the viewing page, it should be to the right of the video. If you can't see it for some reason, some browsers are a little wonky with the chat box. There's a link below the video to take you directly to YouTube where you can use the chat box there. But I see that people are using it, so we know it's working. Hi, Dandy's World Player. What's up, Eric? What's up, Mary Beth? Tell me where you are, everybody. Who has snow? I want to know who are my snow people. I have been cross-country skiing 2 days in a row, and I'm a little obsessed. It's like a winter wonderland here in New York. It's amazing. So yeah, let me know where you are in the world while people are popping on and making sure their internet is good. While you are here and waiting for people to pop in, grab yourself a favorite beverage. And ideally, there's some sort of stirring implementation device, a way to stir. That will become evident why we need that later. Let's see, we got, oh, Minnesota in a blizzard. Oh, Christina, I'm glad you're here. I hope you're toasty. Richmond, Virginia, no snow, just cold. Yep, great. No snow in 2 years because of New Mexico. Understood. That's fabulous. Hello, welcome to everyone. Nova Scotia. Homemade chai on the go. We love that. British Columbia. Oh, we've got a lot of snowy folks here. I love that. The other thing you can do while we are waiting to get going is make sure you have downloaded the workbook. There is a link. You've got an email with the link in it. There is a link on the watch page, which is in thekeyofsuccess.com/complete video. And it looks like this. It's in color. I printed it in black and white to save my ink. I love printing it out. You can also fill it in digitally. It should work in Preview or whatever PDF opening program you use. Should be able to fill it in there. We will be doing this together. You can also just take notes, and the prompts are short. So however you want to be taking notes and processing some of the work we're going to do today. I am a big fan of handwriting, but make sure you've got something to write it down because we're going to refer back to the stuff that we do throughout the workshop. So I encourage you to write it down, whether that's in a note, on the workbook itself, or in a journal, whatever. Cool. Hi, Harriet in Santa Fe. Do I have advice for taking care of babies? I do not have advice for taking care of babies. Don't drop them. That's my advice for taking care of babies. Unless you mean during this particular Complete and Create, they can join us. Babies can complete 2025 and create their 2026. Why not? What's up, Brad in Nashville? How's it going? Oh, we've got Australia. I love it. It's a funky time there. Is it really early? Either way, awesome. All right, everybody. Give me a quick yes if you have the workbook accessible, and or you will, and you know how to get it. I want to make sure everyone has it. You don't need it, but it's a lovely little extra tool. Give me a quick yes in the chat here. Why are my chats not scrolling? We got some yes. Digitally is great. We love digital. Okay, cool. You all are on top of it. Awesome. And let's see. We are going to do 4 things today, which it says on the first page of the workbook. We are going to acknowledge and clear. That's the complete part. So we're going to acknowledge what you did, clear out anything you didn't do that you might have some feelings about. That's going to be great. Then we're going to imagine where you want to be and how to get there. Then we're going to define and create. Define what it is we want and then create a plan of how to get it. That's kind of fun, right? Do you guys hear that tapping? There's a woodpecker outside in my window, and I was like, it's not going to come back today. And of course, it comes back today. It's not cute. Okay. Hopefully you can't hear it. And then we're going to discover. That's the 4th thing. We're going to discover your word of the year, which is a really fun process. I did this work last night. I had a lovely glass of red wine and I made a fire, and I always do this before you so I can use myself as an example and just get really present to this. And the word of the year this year, there's something in the air. I'm excited for you all. So we're going to get started. I'm going to share my screen, and if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. I see that really, really easily. We'll definitely pause for some questions. We will have an opportunity to connect a little bit. And like I said when we started, make sure to have a beverage of choice, even if it's just a glass of water and something to stir with. I always like to throw in something fun. All right. Oh, before I share my screen, tell me here, let's see, put a 1 in the chat if you are a musician in any capacity, whether you are making money from music, whether you want to, whether you're a songwriter, producer, performer, you play the kazoo around a fire pit, like give me a 1 in the comments if you are a musician. So just go ahead and do that. Oh my God, so many musicians. Okay, I love that. Love that. Give me a 100 if you are a member of Amplify. If you are an amplifier, this is my long-running musician mastermind group, and I know there are a lot of you there. We do 2 calls a month, so this actually is one of our calls. We've just opened it up to the public. Give me a 100 if you are an amplifier. Oh, Erin, Mary, Harriet, Rob. Hey, amplifiers, good to see you. Give me a, let's see, I'm just picking random numbers. Anyone a member of the Recording Academy? My Recording Academy fam here. Give me like let's do a 55. People do like 1, 2, 3. I like seeing different numbers. Give me a 55 if you are a member of the Recording Academy. Trying to think of other communities. We've got music creators, we've got Amplifam, we've got Recording Academy. Who here is music adjacent? You are a music fan. You're not necessarily a musician, but you're someone that's looking to complete last year and create this year. You're not necessarily in the music industry. If this is you, give me a 10. Give me a 10 if you are not a musician, not in the music world at all, but just like to be here. Give me a 10. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Lovely to have you. Oh, I think I know who that is. Nice to see you. You guys, it's funny because I see your usernames if you're like logged into YouTube and doing this. So like Bluz Chili, I think I know who that is, but I'm not going to guess because all I'm seeing these photos are like this big. Amazing, amazing. Teresa, good to see you. Hi. All right, everyone, we're going to get started. This will finish in less than 2 hours. That is my commitment to you. This will be one of the most valuable workshops of the year. That is also my promise to you. And if you have any questions, plop them in the chat. I will read them. And I'm going to just start sharing my screen here. So let me make myself tiny. And I'm going to share my screen. It's going to be great. Give me a second. And I'm going to share my entire screen. Enter full screen mode. All right, you should be able to see the page 1 of the workbook. Hey, Lauren, so good to see you. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Someone just tell me, yes, you can see the complete and create, acknowledge and clear, imagine, define, and create on the screen. Just let me know that you can see that while I take a sip of my water. I'll do hot chocolate later. Awesome. Thank you so much, Susan. Love you guys. All right. So this is what we're doing today. Everyone clear? Everyone ready? I just put my screen somewhere. Hold on. I got to get it. There we go. Guys, I'm like screen wrangling here. Hold on. Got to make sure everything is fitting and beautiful. Okay. So let's get started. Everyone have something to write with because that is important. We are going to start with all the things I already said, which is take a look at your calendar. This is a funny thing to do, and it feels like, we're going to scroll through our photos for a second. We would just want to get present to what this year looked like. Right now we can be so in it, right? Holidays, we're in the middle of the no man's land week. That's what I call it. We're like, some people are off of work, most people are. And especially when the holidays like Christmas and New Year's Eve are all like on Wednesdays, like everything, like what day is it? Really? So let's just get related to our own lives. So go to your calendars, and I use iCal. So the way I like to do this is I put it into my month mode, and I can go back and go all the way back to February and January. And then I can turn it into weeks. When I turn it sideways, I can see my weeks and just quickly scroll through like, oh yeah, that's when I went to LA. Oh yeah, oh yep, I was in Ithaca for that choral thing. Yep. Oh, and then I did that. And then I did that orchestral thing. And just do a quick, like I'm already on April, right? Just do a quick scroll through your calendar and be like, oh yeah. So, because we're going to want to remember the stuff from this year. We want to remember it. Oh my gosh, Josh, I see your comment. The first thing I see is last year's complete and create. I love that. That's amazing. So go ahead and scroll through your calendars. If it's easier, I also give this option, go through your photos, like go through your camera roll, go back to just January of this year and just quickly scroll through. You could also do this on Instagram, go through Instagram, find your first January post and just see what were your highlights. We just want to remind ourselves of what our lives look like in 2025. Cool. Yes, I did this, Erin. I've been doing this Complete and Create workshop for about 6 years, 7 years. This might be my 7th. And every time I do it on paper and I'm like, where do I put these? So this year I've decided I'm going to put them in like a very specific place so I can remember where I put it. Next year I can look back on it because it would be nice to see, oh yeah, that did happen. I know what I wrote last year because it was a very specific year, but yes, putting it in a digital form might be good too. Totally get that. Okay, I'm going to give you about 30 more seconds to just quickly scroll through your calendar, your photo roll, your Instagram, just to get present to what did your 2025 look like. Okay, so go ahead and do that. And then we're going to dig in. Oh my gosh, Josh, you have 2023 and 2024 Complete and Create worksheets. That's amazing. You keep them on your desk all year. I mean, I love that. I absolutely love that. That's super cool. Okay, we are going to start. We're going to start with slide 1. And if you've done Complete and Create, oh, that's the question I should ask. Give me a 99 in the chat if you've done a Complete and Create workshop before. Give me a 99. I want to see who's done this before. I change it up a little every year. There's always something a little different. And we're gonna start. Yes, the 99s. Hi, Catherine. So good to see you. Oh my God. So many 99s. This is awesome. Okay, cool. Great. Well, I'm glad I changed it up a little bit. So let's start. We're going to go to page 1 of your workbook. We are in the complete section. There are 3 sections of this complete. The first thing we're going to do, Shanna, this is 2 hours. It will be under 2 hours. So we'll be done by 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time today. First one, list goals that you specifically set out to achieve that you did achieve. So this could have been something that if you have done Complete and Create before, last year, you put this in your Imagine section. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. We'll get there in a second. So list any goals that you specifically set out to achieve that you did achieve this year. You can just quickly jot these down. You guys, I had some freaking big ones. I had 1, fix my teeth. Fix my marriage was 2. Get a Grammy nomination. Yeah, I achieved those things. Just got my Invisalign off, you guys. I'm really psyched about it. Really psyched. Marriage fixed. Grammy nomination. Great. I will be sharing my answers, some of my answers. I will not be sharing all of my answers, but I will be sharing some of my answers, not to be letting you in on my life or bragging or anything, but just to give you ideas in case you get stuck on something. You're like, oh yeah, I wanted that too. Oh yeah, there's that thing. And just to show you that this doesn't have to be anything. It doesn't have to look like anything. It can just be whatever you think of. You can always come back to these answers and fill these out later. I will be moving quickly-ish today. We've got a lot to cover. So number 2 in the complete section, go ahead and list unplanned accomplishments that you achieved this year. Stuff that came up that you did not set out to create. For example, last month I sang on stage with Pentatonics in a 19,000 person arena. I did not create that goal. It was an opportunity I said yes to. That is an awesome achievement that I feel like is an accomplishment I want to list as an unplanned achievement, an unplanned accomplishment. I brought on a very, very good and old friend of mine to work with me in my business. That was not something I set out to do, but kind of just happened because of circumstances. That feels like an unplanned accomplishment. I hosted a listening party for my new album release, and it was a headphone listening party. And there were so many things with the tech that could have gone wrong, but it went perfectly. So that was also an unplanned accomplishment. I wasn't thinking I would do something that ambitious for an album release. Cool. Number 3, go ahead and write your favorite moments or memories from this year. So not necessarily accomplishments or achievements or anything having to do with productivity or your career, not necessarily, but what were your favorite moments? I will tell you that mine was singing in a different choir thing and walking backstage and Sting coming up to me and shaking my hand. That happened last Sunday. That was very cool. I did a very cool, really, really hard hike when I was in Vienna. And I just saw this like tower in the woods. And I was like, I want to go there. Is there a path? I don't know. I'll go make one. And I got to the tower, and it was such a hard hike that I when I got to the top of the tower, I cried. And I was like, oh, I can do hard things. That just felt like a core memory. So write your favorite moments or memories from this year. Does everyone have at least a couple things for each of these 3 categories? Do you feel like you have at least one goal that you achieved, an unplanned accomplishment, and a favorite moment? Just 1 or 2 people give me yes. I want to just make sure I give you just enough time to get at least one thing for each of these 3 questions. And then what we're going to do before we turn the page, we're going to take our mugs of whatever you're drinking. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate you. Whatever you're drinking, whether it's hot cocoa, if it's water, if you've got your wine or whatever, and we're just going to do a little swirl clockwise. And just look at these achievements, and you're just going to feel into the clockwise. We're going to be creating more of this later. We're going to create more of this great feeling. So just a little clockwise acknowledgement, intentional thinking about all of this great stuff while you're stirring clockwise or swirling, depending on what kind of vessel you're drinking out of. So I told you this is a little like ritual meets business planning. This is the ritual part. And then take a little sip and nourish that good feeling. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a lovely hot chocolate. All right. We are going to move on to page 2 of complete. So number 4, we're coming into the things that didn't go quite as planned. We have to acknowledge these things. It doesn't feel great. Sometimes we just want to let's just move forward. This is the work we have to do that a lot of the New Year's resolutions don't. This is the reason why they don't stick, because we don't actually do this page. This is the money page right here. I mean, every page is the money page, but so list any unplanned events or things that went wrong. And wrong is very let's not get hung up on the word, but it just didn't go the way you were planning. It was not quite it. For me, I had some family stuff We had some stuff go wrong when we were on our tour, just some technical things, things that were obviously we don't plan for things to go wrong. So the question itself is a little bit redundant, but anything that went wrong this year that you are not psyched about. Anything that you are not psyched about. It could be a relationship. It could be something with where you live. It could be just an unexpected, people are funny, right? Because we can't control them. So sometimes other people in our lives do stuff we don't like. So maybe that felt like that went wrong. Question 5. This is getting into the nitty-gritties of semantics here. Question 5 here is write anything that you consider a, quote, failure this year. So things that went wrong are like, oh, I was shoveling my driveway and I tripped on the ice, right? Failure, the way we talk about this, especially for artists and creatives, I'm not a big fan of the word, but to me, it means I have set a goal and I have not achieved it, period. It's very rare where I actually think anyone has failed because most of the time you can add to the end of that sentence, I haven't achieved it yet. But if you're like, I set this goal, I didn't hit it, I'm not going to hit it, I'm not planning on working more towards hitting it, therefore, okay, sure, maybe then we can call it a failure. And there's so much negative crap around the word failure, but I do want you to look at what were the goals and the things that you wanted for yourself this year that didn't happen or didn't happen the way you wanted them to, that you might consider a failure. Go ahead and just jot those down. We're not going to get too heavy with this. Go ahead and plop those in. I failed. We definitely did a lot of work and 100% fixed my marriage. And I failed at spending more time with my husband than I wanted to, right? Failed, totally failed. Lots of stuff came up, lots of travels thing. And we just kept putting it off. We have since decided to reschedule our next year and prioritize, but that was because there was a breakdown this year in how much time we spent together. So we could consider that a failure. I have failed at choosing my next studio. We're renovating our house and I have been sitting on choices and I have failed at making a choice in a timely manner. Completely failed. Totally failed. So we are now, rushing to figure that out. Things like that. What did you set out to do that you did not do? That's it. Number 6, what do we feel about that? How do we feel about that? I am interested in hearing some of your words. Plop a word in the chat. What are your feelings about the above lists? All of them, by the way. How do we feel about all of these wins that we've got? And how do we feel about the stuff that went wrong? One of my words is I feel relieved because I have a lot more things on the things that went right list than the things that went wrong list, which is I could not say that last year. Last year, there were so many more things in prompt number 4 and 5 than there were in 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, disappointed. That is a great word. Yeah, when things don't go the way we want, of course, there is disappointment. Wins. Surprised. Yes. Yep, we can feel sad. Yeah. Actually feel okay. We love that. It's so funny. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. It's going to be small. On mine, I wrote pretty okay. Pretty okay. 2025 was more than hell for you. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, defeated. Yeah. Thank you for sharing these words, you guys. Thank you. Yeah. So we're going to go into the next part of this. Complete number 7. Oh, you know what? It's actually release now. Now we're in the release part. And on the workbook, it says complete for some reason, but it should say release. Number 7, list everything you know You should. I don't love this word should, but we're going to use it right here. You should release or let go of because it no longer serves you. Okay? List everything you know you should release or let go of because it no longer serves you. And in the pink there, you can see there's relationships, expectations, judgments, resentments, anger, shame, shoulds, etc. I've got some anger at some family stuff. I know I should release that. I kind of had this dream that like I wanted to move to a house on the Hudson River, and that's just impossible for my husband's business. So I kind of need to let that go. I do. I'm making some big changes in the Key of Success business. So I'm going to have to release parts of it in order to rework it. So I need to release something that I've worked on for a really long time. So I should probably release that, right? So yeah, list everything you know you should release or let go of because it no longer serves you. Prompt number 8 sounds like the same prompt. It is not. List everything you are willing to release or let go of. You guys, words matter. So everything you think you should let go of, that's a great list to have, right? But then in number 8, you actually get to choose which ones you are declaring you are willing, ready, and able to let go of. I am willing to let go of the anger stuff, I think. It's like, oh no, wait, I don't get to be angry? Then I don't have all my reasons to. Yes, I am willing to let that go. And there might be something that you're not willing to let go of. That's okay. This is where we get really, really intentional and really aware for ourselves. And this is where some of the magic happens. So what are you willing to let go of? I saw Christina a page ago, you said goodbye anger. Really? This is where you write that. Like, yes, I declare that. That's where the power is, when you are actually conscious of the choice to get rid of it. So number 9 is just another way to word this in a different frame. Is there anything you'd like to say goodbye to from this year? And it might be the same thing. Something new that popped up for me is I really worked hard on reducing my anxiety, and I haven't had feelings of anxiety in months and months and months. So I feel at some point this year, I said goodbye to it, but I didn't consciously say goodbye to it. So you know what? I would like to say goodbye to anxiety from this year. I'm just going to say goodbye to it. I also have had this old conversation about like I'm always second place, like close but no cigar. And so I'm saying goodbye to that second place self. Yeah. Goodbye. Second place. Thank you. Goodbye. You don't serve me anymore. So take a moment, write this down. What are you releasing? And then take your mug or your glass of whatever, and counterclockwise, you're going to read these out loud to yourself, and you can say goodbye counterclockwise. We are stirring counterclockwise, saying goodbye, anxiety, second place self, elements of my business, anger, goodbye. Negative self-talk, Molly, I love that. Yep. Yes. Oh, negative self-talk is going to be such a good example for me to use later too. Thank you for sharing that. I need to stop saying I'm no good at marketing my music. Yes, I love this. Yeah. Let's say goodbye to that. That goes right up there with the negative self-talk, right? We love that. Goodbye. Okay, we don't need that. That's not serving you. And the funny thing is when we have, this is me tangenting into coaching land. This is what we do in Amplify all day long. But when we tell ourselves something, human beings have this very, very core need to be right. So when we craft a little narrative like, I'm no good at marketing my music, we then subconsciously find ourselves in scenarios, creating circumstances so that we can be right. So there's no way you can win when you have these negative narratives that are running back here. We're going to be looking for the evidence that it can be true. We don't want that, right? You guys ready to let go of that? Did we stir? Did everyone stir? Counterclockwise, releasing this stuff? Okay, we're going to move on. Here's the fun part. When we release, there's room. When we release stuff, when we're consciously saying, I don't want this to come back. First of all, we're human beings. So like maybe the negative self-talk will come back, but you can be like, oh wait, I said I didn't want that. And then you get to choose, right? So what are we choosing instead? The universe hates a vacuum. So unless we intentionally put something new in this blank space, the old stuff that we just said we were releasing is going to come back. This is the number one problem with New Year's resolutions. People are piling on. They want to bring in new stuff, but it's on top of the old stuff. And it just, there's no room for it. But now that we've made room, we want to call in something really specific. So this leads us to our next section, the imagine section here. Look at this one. So let's do a quick little shake, everybody. So we're releasing all that negative crap. I've got my little jangly jangles. Yeah, we're releasing being exhausted. We're releasing the not having a formal music education. Most of these things are just stories we tell ourselves. Are you noticing this, you guys? Which is good news because we get to control the narrative. Cool. Yeah, we get to say goodbye to all these ideas, right? So shake that out. Get the energy that those thoughts and the stuff we want to get rid of came with, because they come with some energy. They come a little charged. Do you feel that? You're like, oh, wait, I felt so good when I was looking at my wins. Don't worry, we're going to go back to the wins. But now, in Imagine, number one here in our Imagine section is, what would you like to keep the same next year? In other words, what's working? We don't want to get rid of everything, right? We've been building and building and building on what's been working. And a lot of us have been building on what's not been working, which is why we've got this like kind of shaky grounds here. But we want to build on what is working. So what worked? What worked? What do we want to do more of? I'm keeping Amplify in my life next year. Amplify is my favorite community on the internet, and maybe off the internet soon. Wah, 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 wah. Spoiler alerts. I've been running it for 10 years, and every year on this sheet, I write, what's going to happen next year? Amplify. Amazing, inspiring musicians, keeping me on my toes, that I love coaching. Yeah. Up to cool things. Yeah, we're going to do more of that. I'm going to do more choral work. I did some this year, and it's so great to work with a publisher. So I want to be doing more of that for sure. What do you want to keep the same? I had a lot of fun with my friends this year. I'm going to keep that the same and maybe grow on it. I saw my friends. I went to their houses, did some sleepovers. So fun. Okay, in the Imagine section, question number 2, what will be different next year? And Michelle, yeah, this could be one of those years where like not a lot feels like it's working. That's totally fine. And that's really good data. Okay, not a lot was working. Amplify, yes. Yay. We love community. Writing music, yes. Pitching music for film, yes, yes, yes. I mean, that actually sounds like a lot to me. We love that. But that's okay. The next part of this is going to be your jam, Michelle. So what will be different? I'm really committed to doing more speaking gigs. I did a ton before COVID, and then I just kind of stopped for those 4 years, 5 years. And I love it so much. I feel like it brings in a bunch of stuff that I do and can talk about. And I love being on stage in that way. So that's something that I want to shift and bring back into my life in a really different way. I love it. Investing more on my friendships. I'm assuming not your moron friendships, James. Just your friendships. But I mean, I feel like we all need a couple more on friendships. I love that. Following up, reinvesting. Yeah. Oh, you found me from speaking. That's awesome. Molly, in 2016. Holy cow. Oh my God, I'm old. All right, you guys, you're doing so great. What will be different? You got it? I've also decided 2026 will be the year I win the Grammy. Just putting it out there. We got to say it. Number 3, in Imagine, what is something you've dreamed of achieving for your career? This one for me is really obvious. I've had 23 years of journal entries about winning a Grammy, and now I'm nominated for the second time, so we're just going to go for it. So I'm putting that down. I'm also thinking about writing a book. I'm going to put that in there. So this is one of the few questions in this whole workbook that is career specific. To kind of let yourself dream, be big, but sometimes career is where we avoid saying the thing that we really, really want, especially if you're in a creative career. If you are a musician, there's a lot of shoulds. I should be going after licensing or playlists or this or that. Like there's some shoulds, and the industry is rapidly changing. Fan engagement is one of the few things that I feel like is the only thing you can really count on if you have a fan list. But sometimes it's hard to really say what we want for our careers because there's so many external things telling us what we should be wanting. So this is the spot where you can say, this is what I want. Like, I want this. And there's no judgment here. By the way, you guys writing this down, no one's coming after you to check on you if you did this. Write it down, see how it feels, right? See if it tracks. See if it's totally banana scary or if it's totally doable. Yep. Let's see, we've got more collaboration and connection in general. I love that. Going back to performing. Yes. Lauren, you would read my book. Yay. I should definitely do it. Thank you. I should figure out what to write it about. Entirely self-produce a solo EP or album. Ooh, I love that for you. That's amazing. Yeah. Keep imagining, you guys. Let yourself imagine. Also, as musicians, especially if you're a full-time musician, we are so into like, how do I pay next week's rent, that we kind of get a little myopic with our goals. We want to be able to expand and step into something bigger so that we are inspired longer to be working towards something. Doesn't mean that's the only thing we're working on, but we would like that, right? Okay. We are moving on, and we're still in this imagine section. Again, this is just imagining. We are not making anyone do anything they don't want to do. We're just thinking about things a little bit differently. Number 4, let's zoom out. What is your ideal lifestyle? Now, lifestyle can mean anything to anyone. I kind of think of it as, what does my day-to-day look like, and what's the environment in which my days are happening? Like I have a silent studio, like really quiet. And I'm there writing half the week music in my studio, right? I'm traveling and visiting with friends a lot. I'm doing really cool in-person events with other musicians and colleagues and Amplify members. That's lifestyle for me. Like there's community, there's really pleasant, grounding environments where I can create sustainable career. Yeah. Financial solvency, not have to rely on cover gigs. Yeah. Totally. Hit songs that hit in a meaningful way. I love that. And hit your wallet in a meaningful way. Yes. I love that. Travel and be able to work from anywhere. I do love that. I have created that over the past 10 years, and I am very, very grateful for that part of my lifestyle for sure. I mean, I was a little forced into it because my husband is an international mountain guide who is not home 6 months out of the year. So if I want to see him, I have to go to places. And usually they're quite lovely places, like Chamonix, France. We don't hate it there. But yes, it was very important for me to be able to be mobile. It's really great. Freedom is great. All right, guys, next question. What is stopping you from having that lifestyle right now? What is stopping you? If your first answer is money, go to the second answer. If the second answer is time, go to the third answer. It's not usually money and time. What is stopping you from having your ideal lifestyle? Right now, that is. What's happening? What do you need? What's missing? For me, what's stopping me was, I would like a silent studio to create in. We're going to do a home renovation, making the choices and getting in touch with our architect. So decision paralysis was stopping me. That's something I put down. What's stopping you? Fear. Yeah. Okay. I'm a full-time caregiver for your mom. That's huge. She's really lucky to have you. And I get that that is stopping you right now, for sure. Caretaking others instead of myself. Now, there's the caretaker role where you are actually caretaking someone. And then there's being a caretaker, or some others like to call it possibly even just people pleasing, meaning you make choices for other people or let people make choices for other people that have a negative impact on you. So it means putting other people first, but not in the like altruistic, really generous way, because there's a negative impact on you, right? When we put other people first and there's not a negative impact on us, that's generosity. And yes, we want to be generous. We want to be kind. We want to be empathetic. We want to be thinking about other people. But when we start making choices and decisions and spending our time and money and resources on other people such that we are left drained, whatever that means, energetically, financially, we are left unsupported, then we are in some sort of people-pleasing pattern. Why are we doing that? Are we thinking that if we don't do it, we won't be loved back? There's something underneath that, right? So we just get to choose. And by choosing this powerfully, I'm choosing this role, I'm caretaking, I'm doing this, I'm choosing to be generous here because that feels good for me and that's going to benefit them. Or is it there's resentment building up or this big grudging, oh, I have to do this because or else blah, 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 right? Just things to notice about ourselves. The more we can notice and be aware of, the more data we get. And data is a good thing. When we have data, we can choose our next actions from an informed place versus an emotional one. Oh, that's good, you guys. That's some good stuff right there. All right. These are very great comments here, you guys. Number 6, is there anything missing that could assist in obtaining your ideal lifestyle? Is there anything missing? So for me, the obvious thing, if I want this studio built and the thing that's stopping me is making choices and decisions, the thing that is missing is confidence and trust in myself to make the right decisions, right? So confidence. Where can I act confident, be confident, feel confident, even in the face of that little bit of doubt that's probably never going to go away. I think it's probably part of my personality. But when I'm conscious of it, I get to choose. Am I going to let that little part of me run the show, or am I going to make an informed, powerful decision here and move forward and get some momentum? What is missing? Consistency in work systems. Yes, that's great. Systems are so good. We're going to talk about systems on this call too. They're the things that will really support you. For my calendar is a system, right? My email list is a system. I have the technology set up. I have the programming going. The things are running. My calendar, I have everything color coded. That system supports my time, the freedom I have in my time. Yeah, really great. Discipline. Yes, discipline, meaning like I just need to sit down and do it. So discipline is funny. Discipline's a funny word. I'm so glad you said this. It's such a great word. Discipline or integrity. Integrity meaning my definition, everyone in Amplify knows this. My definition, and it's not mine, it's the one that I subscribe to, of integrity is doing what you said you would do. So if you have a relationship with your calendar and you say, okay, this thing is important to me and I need to shoot this video and edit this video and I'm putting it into my calendar Friday at 2:00, and Friday at 2:00 comes around and it says, my calendar says, hey, it's time to shoot that video. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to. Do I need discipline to sit down and do it? Or do I just need to have integrity? I said, I'm going to do it. And I'm someone of my word. So I'm going to sit down and do it. You know? So yeah, discipline or integrity. It's a different way of looking at it. Like discipline is like, oh, I need to do this. And it's like, it feels like a young word, right? Like you get disciplined in school. Like, you know, integrity is like a way of being. It's a personality trait. Like I am someone who honors my word, including my word to myself. How many of you guys are so great with showing up for other people, except not yourself? Not yourselves, you know. Okay. Everyone good on this page? Okay, we're going to move on. Drum roll. You guys, we are doing so great here. We're going to move on to the create part of this. Woo, we are cranking. Create. All right. A few pages ago, you released what is not serving you. What will take its place? What will take its place? So you might want to go back. Go back to the first page where you had all these wins, and that all felt so good, right? Like, how do we want to put more of that yumminess into our year? And then you can look at the second, third. Yes, third page, 7, 8, and 9 of you know, in the release. Everything that you're willing to let go of, right? We've let it go. We spun our little hot chocolates counterclockwise. Goodbye. What are we going to put in its place? This could be feelings, intentions, personality traits that you want to work on. This can also be like, I'm going to put in more speaking gigs. If I'm getting rid of these toxic relationships, I'm going to have time and energy to put towards something else. It doesn't need to be a 1-to-1 ratio. If I'm getting rid of this relationship, then I need to bring in a new one. It's like, no, I'm getting rid of this relationship, and now I can actually have energy for this other thing, right? We don't need to be in an apples to apples conversation here in terms of letting something go and calling something in. It's just all energy, time, your resources that we're letting go of, whatever that is. And then we're calling in new. So for me, I would love the more speaking gigs. I'm going more into digging even more into what does it look like to have a lifestyle of freedom, even though I know I've created that. Well, I'm digging into that. I wrote that when I did this last night. What will take its place? Related is number 2 here. What habits would you like to create? I would like a regular choral writing schedule for myself, like either a day or a time of day. And what does that look like for me? That will start with putting it in my calendar. So the habit is scheduling it, because I know once I schedule something, I do it. That's just the relationship I have with my calendar. I've worked very hard. That is a skill that you have to work at. It's a muscle to train, but I have that muscle developed. So when I put something in my calendar, I do it. So that's the habit for me, is to actually put it in my calendar so that I do it. So that's how that's going to happen for me. That's the habit. We love walks. Making your own community that fits with who you are today. Yes, I'm going to highlight this because this is a beautiful thing. Sometimes we are in communities and we're like, I don't feel like this one fits me anymore. It hasn't grown with me. It could be friends. It could even be family. And that is something that you can actually let go powerfully, not by ghosting them, but just by putting some boundaries in place, saying, okay, I normally would see these people once a week. Let's go down to once a month. And then you have room for new community. Yeah, I really love that. And that can feel sad. Like acknowledging that a community that you used to feel really belonging in or loved or whatever, if it doesn't work for you anymore, there can be a grieving process to let that go. So I don't want anyone to shy away from releasing something that doesn't serve them anymore just because they'll have a big emotion of sadness, right? We don't want to be afraid of our own emotions. We don't want to not do something because you're afraid we might be disappointed or sad. If you let yourself feel the feels, that's where the space opens up for the next much better thing waiting for you, right? Michelle, I know you're not talking about Amplify. Amplify is so good. I know that. But yeah, thank you for sharing that, Michelle. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. 3, in create. How will you support yourself when faced with negative people, circumstances, or feelings? And this is such a great continuation of the community conversation of, I have this community or group that is not resonating with me anymore, and I'd like to release them and pull in new ones. They're going to try to pull you back. Everyone that knows an older version of you, which is literally everyone, because an older version of you is 10 minutes ago, 2 days ago, a week ago, right? People are relating to an old version of you. And now you're sitting here saying, actually, I want to be this instead. I'm committed to this. I want to pull in this. That's a new version of you. So all of the people that know the old version of you are going to try to pull you back just by simply being around you and treating you the way you've trained them to treat you, right? So how are you going to support yourself to keep moving forward when you've got these things tugging you back, right? Negative people, circumstances, or even your own feelings. So for example, for me, when I get really busy and I'm dealing with a lot of people, and if some of them are chaos, and I have to do a longer meditation in the morning. I meditate every day. I've been doing so for 10 years now, at least 5 minutes, but I have a 20-minute one that is so grounding for me. And I need to remember to put that in, especially when things get bananas, right? Journaling more. I'm not a big journaler. I don't love journaling. And I know how powerful it is. So when things get crazy, or when I'm really grumbly about something, if I notice that I'm if I just scribble it out and I rip that page out and I burn it, and then that feels so cathartic to me. And I just need to remind myself to do that more and leave that note for myself. Cool. Oh, let's see. I like this comment. I found myself really uncomfortable the other night as someone was asking about my dissertation research. I don't want to talk about it. That's not me anymore. Yeah. And you can say that, right? You guys, we are responsible for how other people show up around us. Ooh, if we really take that on, here's the thing. We're not responsible for other people, but we do train people how to talk to us and how to be around us. So you get to retrain them, being like, hey, I know I used to talk about this, or I know this used to be a thing, but I'm actually moving forward. This actually isn't something that is interesting for XYZ reason. You can communicate and make a request. Is it okay if we don't talk about this right now? Or maybe we can revisit this in a month. I'll see if I feel differently, right? I hope that makes sense. Hazy shade. Erin says, new habit, no phone day, waking until dusk at least once per week. I love that. I do those once a month, and I would love to do, I don't know if I could do once a week. Oh, that's good. I like that challenge. So I'm really into it. Josh says, this is the hardest thing in the exercise. Number 3, how will you support yourself? Yes, this will be very hard, especially for my people pleasers. Josh, what? I didn't say that. I did indeed. How will you support yourself? So let's hear some ideas here, because this one is so tricky. Let's see if I'm only asking you so you can share to maybe inspire someone else here. I'm going to share and maybe inspire someone else. How dare you? How will you support yourself? We got no phone day. Love that. Putting in some boundaries, making requests of people, doing longer meditations. What else? Let's just throw out a couple more just to get a little bit more creativity here. Stay curious about the other's experience. Yes, curiosity is a relationship saver, you guys. Curiosity means asking questions to yourself and to others. Beautiful. I love that. Confronting the negative by moving energy with exercise. Love that. EFT. Totally. I love tapping. Tapping is so great. Speaking kindly to myself. Michelle says, Josh, consider this as feeling seen. Cute, you guys. Brad says, pause, regulate, then check in with the core values before responding. I love that. Yeah. What am I committed to, really? Okay, how can I show up from the commitment versus from my reaction, right? You support each other with pro guitarists every weekend. I love that. Saying to myself, I've outgrown that. I love that mantra. I've outgrown that. What a great reminder to be like, I'm not dealing with that mess. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I've outgrown that. Love it. Create energetic boundaries. I love that, Haley. Art day. Take time. Take yourself out. I love it. Reflect on successes. Gratitude is huge, you guys. Oh, such a big one. And not just like, I'm grateful for my dog. I'm grateful for the snow. That's what my gratitude practice used to look like, but really getting into like, what does it feel like in my body? Yeah, that's super powerful. Forest time. Yeah, more forest time. That's a good one. I did that this morning. I was like, this is awesome. We need our forest time. Anchoring. You guys, this is great. Checking in with friends so you don't feel disconnected and alone. Oh my gosh, all of my musician friends, creators, we like crave people, but we are creating on our own. Yes, connection is huge for us. Totally huge. Really, really beautiful. All right, you guys. We are moving and a shaking, and we are right on schedule. We're going to move on to the next page, the create page. On this page, there is a line in the middle of the page. So if you're not with the workbook, what I'm going to ask you to do is to turn the page, create a new note, get a fresh something or other, draw a line down the middle. You're going to be making a list on the left side, and then you're going to be having corresponding actions on the right side to the things on the left. Got me? So go ahead and split your page in two. And off the top of your head, without judgment and without the thought of how possible is this thing, I want you to just scribble your top goals for next year. I don't love the word goals, but that's a very universal word. What's the stuff you want to have happen? That's on the left side of the page. Just bullet point down the list. Give a little room because we're going to need it for the right side. But I've got win a Grammy. I've got finished my solstice suite for my choral publisher. I've got studio renovation. I'm starting my nonprofit, which I've been talking about for a year and have all the paperwork for, but just haven't done it. I'm going to book 10 speaking gigs. That kind of stuff. What do you want to have happen? You can come back to this and edit it. I don't want you to edit yourself now. I want you to just free flow from the space of imagining, creating. We've got this lovely blank space because you let go of the stuff earlier. We were willing to let go of it. Right? You don't need to have a ton of these. 2, 4, 5, 6, whatever. And before we go to the next column, just put a little star next to the one that if you only could get one of these things next year, which one would just light your soul up? Just pick one. It's just for you to note. Just a little note. Little star next to the one that's like, yeah, that's the one we're going after. In the next column, next to each one of these goals, write just one little baby step action that you can take in January that will directly move you just a little bit forward, a little bit closer to that goal. So for me, if I have win Grammy, because voting is still open for the Recording Academy members, I can do a social media post or send an email or reach out to people that I know are voters and say, I have this album for your consideration, which I've been doing religiously, but I can do more of, right? For my studio renovation, I can actually set up a call with the architect and make some choices. For my choral composer thing, writing my solstice suite, I have 3 different pieces ready to go. The text only. I need to set each one to music. So I could set one of those this month to music. Get it? One little action for each thing. This is not like the big, it's like something you can schedule. Like it's that small that it's like a thing you can put in your calendar. Spoiler alert, this column can become your action plan for January. Like this is the stuff you should be doing, right? All the other stuff that's not going to matter because it's not getting you to these goals, right? Right. Right. Okay. So I want you to go back to page 1, or I guess it's technically page 2, where you wrote your wins from this year. So we're going to create a somatic experience now. You guys, look at the time. We are exactly, I love being on time. So here's what we're going to do. We talk about this all the time in Amplify. We talk about champagne wins, meaning wins that are so clear that everyone else knows when to break out the champagne. And when we talk about goals, that's actually what I mean. I mean, what's a thing that is so specific that when you get it, we know to break out the champagne win. So I want you to share one of your wins from this year, from that first page of the complete page, a goal that you set out, that you did achieve, an unplanned accomplishment that you achieved, or a favorite moment. And you don't need to tell us which one. Just want everyone to share one thing from that first page in the chat, because wins beget wins. This is true for yourself. And you feel this, right? Like if you book a really great gig, you're like, oh my God, I booked that gig that I've always wanted to book. It feels like it's easier to book the next one. That momentum is real. And the energy from it gets embodied. And then you start taking different actions than if you were just sitting there like, oh, I got rejected again. Oh, I got rejected again. The cool thing is, though, other people's wins can have the same effect on your body. So even if you feel like you had a shit year, pardon my French, you get to piggyback onto all of this stuff. So let's read these out loud here. Let's just go to these. You know what? I'm even gonna, oh no, these come out. We hit a monthly income goal. We recorded a song. We released a music video. We released a 5th album. Had a sold out retreat in Ireland. That's ridiculous. 4 songs for a movie. Heck yeah, you guys are going so fast. Created merch. Woohoo! Zoom album launch. Yes. You hit a goal for net income for performances. We didn't need the last of that. We just hit the goal. Yes, we did. Pulled together a house concert. Yes, we did. We earned $30K for yourself from touring. Yeah, you did. Josh, that's awesome. Wrote and performed new cabaret concerts each month for 7 months. Holy guys, you guys are awesome. Set up online history and cultural salons. Oh my gosh. And they're making you money. Fiona Jane. That's amazing. Sarah. Oh, wait, this is Susan. Susan. I know there's a Sarah Jane and you both don't have your full names here. Susan. I can see your tiny little picture. It's featured in a new TV show called Band of Strangers. I got to write and perform on camera. That's awesome. Dude, love that. Lost connection with music during COVID, but rebuilt it by taking weekly lessons. Yes, you did. Woohoo. You guys, these are awesome. Josh Bradford in the house. I was able to get steady income and a stable job. Yeah, you were. Oh my gosh. Are you guys starting to feel this? This is like right here. This is where I'm feeling this. These wins. Paul had a great short film, get awards in 3 film festivals. Love that. Took leave from job and lived off your music. Yeah, you did, Mary Beth. I love it. Successful online songwriting groups. Yeah, you did. Okay, this is ridiculous, you guys. And now we're going to get behind schedule because you all have so many awesome wins. Toured Brazil. Attended the Implementation Retreat. Woohoo! Yes, you did, Haley. Oh, released a meaningful single. Oh my gosh, unexpected. Look at all these. This is so great. famous comedian. We love this. Oh my God, you guys, this is bananas. Lauren had her first EP, winning awards, #1 chart in Europe, published piece from another publisher. You guys, this is so awesome. I don't want to make it. PBS, motivated, everyone. Okay, this is what we're here for. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys, this is amazing. And you see everyone's now like cheering it. This is great. This is what we want. We want to feel it. We want to feel the work that we have to do from a place of it's already done. If it's already done, like we're going to have this feeling, the achievement is already here. We just need to go do the stuff to get it, right? Like if I'm thinking, I already have the Grammy, it's already won. I just need to go send that email. I just need to go do that post. I just need to do the work. I already have the 5-figure tour booked. I just need to go do the work. It takes out all of this emotion, right? And we have to prime the body to be ready to receive what life is trying to pour in, right? We want to normalize this feeling that we're getting from reading all these comments. If we're normalizing wins, we're going to start looking for more. So access to feel the thing before it happens is gratitude growth. It's a thing, you guys. This is a thing. So this is the feeling of gratitude of like, I'm so excited for all these people's things. They didn't even happen to me, but I'm feeling this energy so we can create that for ourselves. I'm so excited for this thing I'm going to do in the future. And then, you know, that subconscious thing I was talking about in the beginning, we go try to prove ourselves right. We're going to go try to prove ourselves right. Right? So we make small moves and then we expand by 3%. Let 3% more in, 3% more in. I just picked 3%. It's very arbitrary, but it's that feeling of like, how do we get this to be normal in our body so that we are constantly searching for the wins? And if we get the wins from other people in our lives, cool. Like right now we're feeling it. It's in the body, but our body cannot recognize whether or not the win is ours or theirs. We're just feeling it. And now the body is like, okay, so this feeling is mine. Let's go get more of it. Cool. Are you with me? This is great. You guys are, man, that chat was banana. I think that was the most bananas chat of all my complete and creates ever. I almost could not keep up. Okay, so someone asked before about my systems. I knew I had the slide, so I didn't answer you. We're about to, we're going to do my favorite part of this whole thing. But let's just quickly talk about systems. So this is just more stuff here on this slide. Systems. The systems that I have in place that I think a lot of creators should have in place to really support themselves are email systems, content management. If you are on social media, you do not have to be on social media. If that makes you, drains the life out of you, it's not a thing. A task management system. I use my calendar as that. A pitching system. So you're not, anytime you have an opportunity that you'd like to pitch, you're not reinventing the wheel. You have some drafts saved. You have things you know you like to say. Financial system. How do you receive money? How do you bill people? I use QuickBooks Online. Accountability. Do you have someone that is holding you accountable? Do you have a coach? Are you in Amplify, for example? There are lots of other ways to have accountability, but accountability is one of the number one things that I need in my life in order to stay motivated. I realized this thanks to my good friend Joanna, that the little dopamine hits you get from when you tell someone, hey, I did the thing that I said I was going to do. And they're like, oh my God, that's awesome. Good on you. It's very hard to create that in a vacuum when you're by yourself, right? Accountability will give you that little chemical hit that your body needs in order to go and create more of it. You know what I mean? And then fitness, health, and wellness systems. This system can look like you have a gym membership or a personal trainer or an app that you use regularly. You have a system that is a routine, like a morning routine, etc. Yes, cool. The last thing on this slide is, and let me read what the pink says, because this is key here. Stress in any area of your life most likely means that a system is down or non-existent. I'm going to say that again. Stress in any area of life most likely means a system is down or non-existent, meaning we need to we need to optimize a system that you already have and make it a little bit better, or like, oh, I just write appointments down on a sticky note and put it on my fridge. That's not quite a system for time management, right? So let's put one in place and see what happens. Cool. All right, we're going to take a break in a second, but let's first fine lines. Let's talk about fine lines. The fine lines here are where we need to really get conscious about what's happening. For example, when to expand and when to clear. This is a really, really powerful distinction. We talk about this a lot in Amplify. Imagine your capacity to do anything as a bucket. And if that bucket is full, you have two options. You can empty out what is in that bucket, or you can get a bigger bucket. So what point are you at in your life? Do we need to start letting go of things, clear things out, organize, declutter, or do we need to expand our bodies to hold more? I went through a couple periods of life where I was really, really, really clear that I just needed to dump stuff out. Like I had a lot of crap that didn't matter to me anymore. I talk about that in the retreat, right? Your matter mug, what matters is in your mug. And then I was like, oh, I actually want a body that can hold bigger stuff. I want a body that can not get a panic attack, that can not get upset when someone breaks down and not make it about them. Like I needed a body that could break some codependent patterns. Like I need to expand, right? So there's a fine line. So if you're looking at like, I'm overwhelmed, the answer to overwhelm is to either expand or to clear something. So which one is it, right? You know? Haley says, I think I just realized the most important thing I need to focus on this year is establishing systems. I love that. We're going to talk a little bit more about systems too, so that's good. One more fine line is when to rest. No, two more, sorry. When to rest and when to hustle. We don't love hustle culture, never have. And at some point, when you're feeling that overwhelm or that tiredness, are we listening to our bodies and we should just rest? Or do I need to have integrity with my calendar and just do the thing I said I would do, even if I don't feel like it? That's a very fine line, right? We want to listen to our bodies. We want to rest. We want to build in rest into our calendars. We don't want to do it as a reactionary thing. We want to do it as a preventative thing. But we also want to have integrity with what we said we want to do and what we want for our lives. So sometimes that means we have to hustle a little bit. So this is just something to be aware of. And when you're more conscious about these things, you get a more powerful choice. And then it's on you and you get to change your mind, right? That's where the power is. Okay, last fine line. When to keep working and when to call it. Oh, my musicians, how many times can we tweak the bass line in that last measure of the third song before you actually print and master the album, right? At some point, we have to call it. And we want to have good quality control, right? You guys know what I'm talking about? Give me a yes. Let me know that you're here. Again, just being mindful. Do I need to call it? Am I tweaking just to tweak? Am I tweaking because I'm afraid of letting it go and putting it out there in the world and potentially having people hate it and being judged? And it's actually ready, right? So the more you get curious, this goes back to curiosity about yourself, the more you're going to be able to clearly see these fine lines. They're not going to be fine anymore. Y'all with me? This is just tangenting, although it's purposeful. I mean, there's a whole slide about it, right? So it's not that big of a tangent. Perfect is the enemy of good. I mean, we do like to be great. And, right? Okay, you guys are doing amazing. We are more than halfway through. We are coming up to, we're going to take a quick kind of body pause. So everyone like shake it out. You've got everyone else's wins inside of you. That's amazing. We love that. We've got all this stuff that we're letting go, and that might take some conversations and action. So we just want to acknowledge that. We have gotten a little clearer, yes, on things that we want to pull in for next year. Yes. So here's what's coming up. So we're going to create inside of the amplify process. We're going to do a somatic manifestation, and we're going to do the word of the year discovery. This is the thing, you guys, the word of the year discovery. But first, a note about support and sustaining change and what I've created for you, if you'll grant me just one brief moment. I've been talking about it a lot, and I think about half of you here know about this, so you can just hang tight for, I think it's like 2 minutes, but I want to just let people know that Amplify is a thing that is created for you to help you do all of these things next year. So for anyone that's curious what a mastermind is, it is not a course. It's more of a community. The text here says it's a one-stop resource to achieve your music career goals through live coaching and community support. It's like virtual summer camp for making your goals a reality. Amplifiers, is that accurate? You are here. You tell them. By the way, I'm the coach. I'm a certified trauma-informed coach, and I've been coaching for over 15 years. And I also walk the walk. All the stuff I am talking about here, all these systems I use for myself to get big results and replicate them, like fan funding, multiple albums and tours, like getting not 1, but 2 Grammy nominations, you know? So yes, I'm speaking truth. Thank you, Michelle. All right. So just very quickly, it's a bi-monthly live community. We have 2 calls a month that are live. There are deep dive video modules. There's the archives from almost 10 years that are searchable. So you can search procrastination or I'm stuck on perfectionism. And then there's some videos that will come up. We've got Power Up Pods, which are small community groups that are like self-managed. We've got productivity days semesterly every 6 months. They're called MADE days, most awesome day ever. And they're guided work days. Literally the best thing ever. I'm the most productive on those days. It's crazy. We've got industry guests and the Amplifan community and Spotify playlists as soon as you join. And yeah. And this is the cycle that it's built on. This is the Amplify way is the musician's success cycle. So this framework allows you to get more done and to achieve a goal than ever. And it gives you permission to not be overwhelmed. So the cycle, this is a whole course I have, so I'm not going to go through it right now, but just in case you're curious, we're all going through cycles. Like everybody who's creating anything is in the middle of one of their success cycles. And you might be on your 30th or your 10th or your 5th or your 20th, but they build on each other, kind of like the right spiral there, like this one over here. Whoop, 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 this one. So what's happening as we're going around is determining and learning kind of what this workshop is. Like, what do we want for ourselves this time around the cycle? Then we create. So let's say I want to come out with an album. This is the easiest example. 2, we make the album. 3 is laying foundations. This is the admin, the preparation. This is where we do the ISRC codes and update our website and start to do research for who we want to pitch. 4 is pitching and promotion. So maybe we're promoting to fans. Maybe we're pitching to venues. Maybe we're pitching to licensing gigs. 5 is when we monetize and fulfill. So if, let's say we did a fan funding campaign, we send people out all those scarves that we made, or we go do the gigs that we booked. And at the end, we're like, oh, what do I want to do now? Boop, we're back in 1. Learn and determine. What do I need to learn in order to do this next cycle? What do I want to do? Do I want to produce an album myself? Do I have the skills? Maybe I need to do some learning. So this is the musician's success cycle. And oftentimes I'll coach from this and say, hey, what phase are you in? Why are you trying to do things in phase 5 when you're only in phase 2? Let's reduce the overwhelm here. Yes. It's for songwriters. It's for anyone that is creating anything. Honestly, I was talking to someone who is a comedian. Like, he's a full-time comedian. That's what he does. And he's like, I love this foundation. I like this actually works for me too. So I should probably just call it the creators, the artist success. Maybe it's just a success cycle. So this is our process. You create a goal and then you go through the phases in order, organized, and you don't get chaotic. We don't like chaos, right? So this is the chaos when we have fears and we're unsure of our next steps. We get the overwhelm and shiny object syndrome, you guys. Oof. Yeah, we don't want that. This is the Amplify process. You get all these things to support you to just go right to your goals. And it was created. Amplify has been around, you guys, for like, did I say 10 years? I don't know. 16. Yeah, we're coming into 10 years by me. And I'm doing all this stuff, walking the walk. And some of the results that we've had, some people are even on this call right now, doubling income from 50K to 100K, selling out highly profitable tours, 6-figure streaming numbers, leading edge teaching solutions. I'm going clockwise. I'm in cycle mode right now. Like, who reads like this? I do. Sold out courses and memberships and performance at legendary venues. These are all like real results. Some of you are in this room. You can say, that's me. Okay, so almost done with this. There's the annual plan and then there's a monthly plan. The annual plan, you guys, it gives you 4 months free. And I'm giving you 4 months free because there's a discount code for $100 off this week until the 4th, I think. And you also get the perfect pitch, which is basically templates on how to pitch anything to anybody and get a yes. And anyone that registers, that if you're here and you're not in Amplify and you're like, I want to be in this group for a year and get all the support and goodness, if you register before the end of the day on the 4th, you will get into a tiny private chat Telegram group, which is basically like a group chat, voice memo support with me for the first month. Today, you guys, Focusrite sponsors this thing. And if you want to get an Amplify by the end of the day today, you will be entered to win this bundle microphone, which is the microphone I'm literally using right now. The Scarlett headphones, the Sapphire Scarlett 2i2. Anyway, it's what I'm using right now. It's a home studio thing here. Very cool, huh? And in terms of price, this is what it's worth. I always redo this and everyone says it's too low, but it really should be about a $6,000 a year. It should be like $10,000 a year. But there's marketing and strategy, and there's personal development training, and there's continuing industry education. There's playlist campaign stuff. There's one-on-one music career coaching. There's mindset training, community support. There's so much stuff here, but it's all $499. So, well, sorry. Today until the 4th of January, it's $399 for the year, or you can do $49 a month. Cool. All right. So that's Amplify. Oh my God, Misty Billy, I want you to win that prize too. I love my friends at Focusrite. They do this every year. They've been doing it for like 5 years. They're awesome. Someone's here. I think someone's here that's won it before. Oh wait, Susan, you got a Focusrite set. Any questions before we move on to the Amplify process? And 2020, oh no, 2026, not 2025. We don't want that. Any questions? Any questions at all? I'm going to come back for a hot second and say hi. Yes. Oh, so cool. Oh, Molly, you won it too. Oh my gosh, we've got a bunch of winners here. Very cool. How are y'all doing? We're coming into the home stretch here. You guys, I did the Discover Your Word last night in front of my fireplace, and I also used ChatGPT, which I don't use a lot, but I did use, and I'm going to give you the prompt I use, and it blew my mind, and I'm really excited about it. Really excited about it. Oh, Missed Billy, I don't know who you are. You're already an Amplify. Oh, Michelle, that's Michelle. Oh, Aaron has a Focusrite. It replaced your 2007 interface. Yeah, I love mine too. I was using an Apollo, which is like super duper fancy, and I was like moving around. I was like, this is so easy. So, Dara, you're here with your mom. What's up? Love it. All right, we're gonna move forward and do some word discovery, you guys. Oh man, this is the thing that I'm really psyched about for you. And there's a reason. First of all, for anyone that has done this before, do you remember your word from last year? Just write that in the chat. And you don't need to share it if you don't want to. I'm just wondering if you guys remember that. Let me go back to sharing my screen. Let's go back to me in the corner. There we go. Oh my God, you guys. Oh, nectar was one of your words. Trust, glow, shine. Oh, I love it. Okay, so there's a process to this. So I was sitting at my Thanksgiving table, and my aunt was like, so what's your word for next year? And like, let's just go around the table. And I was like, no, you need to do like a 2-hour workshop and answer 4 questions at least to get this right. I was like, I was like, refused to answer. I'm like, I'm not picking a word until I'm in front of my fireplace doing my own workbook. So I'll look it up. You guys remember your words. So for people who have not done this before, people do not remember New Year's resolutions past February 2nd. The fact that all of these people are remembering their word is a tell. And here's why. It can act as your compass. It can act as a reminder. So my word for this year was rooted. Last year, I was completely unmoored. I had was separated from my husband. My mom had cancer. Like I had some like friend issues. I had some collaborator issues. Like everything felt in flux. I moved out. I had a new place. Like it was like the worst year last year. And all I wanted, like with all of my body, was to ground my nervous system. I was having panic attacks all the time. Like nothing was regulated. And I was like, I am committed to being rooted. And I knew that with being rooted, I could see the results that I wanted. I could expand. I just did an interview for this album that's nominated. And the interviewer was like, oh, you just hung out with Danny Elfman and you just sang with the Pentatonics and Sting. And sounds like such an expansive year you had. Was that your word of the year? And I was like, oh, no, it wasn't. But I don't think I could have been expansive if my word of the year wasn't rooted. And it was my compass. Anytime I had a chance to do something and it felt kind of chaotic, or if I had an option to do something that was more grounding, I went with the grounding because of how important this work is right here. Cool. So I've got 4 questions for you to help you narrow this down. You're not trying to figure it out right now. It will come to you by this work. So just do the work with me. I got you. So the first question is, are you looking at a building year, a growing year, or a performance year? Let me distinguish these 3. A building year is where you're setting your foundations. It's like, all right, we've got to like bring in the cinder blocks. We've got to lay some things down. We've got to redo this. We've got to wipe this out. We've got to like get our hands dirty. Okay. A growing year is like, all right, now we're like, let's put on the wallpaper and like do the crown molding and like fix the trim and put in the doors, right? So we're building stuff, but the foundation has been there. Then there's the performance year. This is like the room is done and we are inviting people over for tea, right? And now we're the host and we're in a performance year. I actually feel like I was in a performance year this year, ironically, promoting and getting out there, telling other people about it, like, and there's a different energy for each of those, right? So just circle one of those if you're on the worksheet, building, growing, or performance. You feel free to share in the chat too. I've decided this next year, 2026, is a building year. Totally a building year for me. There's things that I'm starting over, that I'm adjusting. I'm actually literally building my studio, doing a home renovation, right? So I'm setting some foundations to have a growing year later. But this year is a building year. So we got some building, we got some performance. Great. We've got growing. Yeah, a little bit of everything. Love that. Okay. That's just something to keep in mind. That's going to help you narrow down some words later. So the second question is, are big changes coming your way? Oftentimes there are, but we just want to be aware of them. So if there are big changes coming your way, what words will help you get through them? So for me, I was thinking I really need to implement. I need to execute on plans, which means I need to be decisive. I need clarity, and I need to be able to expand, right? So what words will help you get through big changes? Can you say both growing and performance? Yeah, sure. Josh, you say you've selected performance every year, but honestly, I have that down. I can still perform 60 shows like usual, but it's less of a task. Yeah, so maybe you're not in a performance year just because you're technically performing, right? Go into the realm of energy for this one. I don't want to get too woo-woo on any one of you, although I did have you stirring your drinks clockwise and counterclockwise earlier. We weren't doing a ritual, a witchy ritual, were we? Yes, we were. Anyway, shift to the energy. So do you energetically feel like you are getting yourself a little more grounded and rooted? Are you ready to go? You're in like go mode, let's grow. Or are you kind of like, I'm just going to show up and like get this out there more and like really, really, really be on for the world? So you could absolutely still be in a performance year, but think of it from the energy point, the standpoint. Does that make sense? And that goes for everybody, by the way, if you're kind of stuck there. All right, so big changes coming your way. What words will help you get through them? Just come up with a couple words here. And then who do you need to be to achieve the goals you created? So you might need to go back to your your create page here with a line down the middle. Take a look at those goals, get those out. Who do you need to be to achieve these goals? Who is someone? What are the characteristics of the person who does this stuff? Right? So for me, I wrote a winner, a leader, powerful, a doer, grounded, confident, right? These are the words. So go ahead and write these words down. These are the characteristics of the person. Now, your word of the year might be showing itself. You might be like, you'll feel it. It will like hit you in the chest. Like, that's me. That's my word. That's the thing that's going to carry me through this. But these also just might be descriptors that are going to guide you. The last question here is, are you gravitating towards an action word or a passive word, a verb or a noun, something to motivate you or remind you? Remind you of who you need to be, motivate you to take action. I was very much feeling as I did this year that it's an action verb, an action word that is a verb. So what I did is I did a little quick cheat with ChatGPT. I typed in all these words. I said, the words that will help me get through big changes are, and I typed in those words, who I need to be to achieve my goals of, and I listed my big goals. Who I need to be to achieve those goals are leader, winner. Like I listed the words. And this is an action verb. Please list 10. And it listed 10, and I liked 2 of them. I had crown and anchor. And I was like, okay, I like those. I was like, list me another 10, knowing that those 2 are the ones that resonated the most. And then it did another 10. And then I picked my favorites from those, and I said, do another 10. And what I ended up with is reign, REIGN. And as soon as I saw that word, I was like, yep, done. A queen reigns over the building of the castle. It totally works for a building year, as well as a year where I'm up to winning a Grammy, where I'm up to starting a nonprofit, right? So that's how I came to my word. So I think there is no shame in taking these to a prompt if the word is not popping itself out. Also, thesaurus.com, if you have a word, like I like the meaning of this word, but it doesn't actually like give me a lot. I have a lot more words on the screen, different ones from what's in your worksheet. So you can take a look at those. I'm going to just read them out here. Abundance, action, adapt, align. Shanna, the chat prompts are basically just write out these questions and how you answered them. And also share your goals from the create goals page. That's literally all I did. So I worded these questions in the form of a statement. Let's see, adapt, alignment, aspire, authenticity, balance, bold, brave, catalyst, clarity, compassion, consistency, connection, courage, create, curiosity, determine, discover, discovery, divine, elevate, empathy, empower, enlighten, evolve, expand, explore, faith, fearless, flourish, flow, focus, forgiveness, freedom, glow, grace, gratitude, growth, harmony, hope, integrity, intention, and joy. Kindness, leader, lightness, love, momentum, nurture, open, partner, passion, patience, peace, perseverance, persevere, play, presence, purpose, purposeful, radiance, rebirth. Yeah, by the way, sometimes just like changing a little part of the word, like purpose to purposeful, can like semantically do it for you. So don't be afraid to like play around with the linguistics of it. Radiance, rebirth, release, renewal, reimagine, resolve, resilience, serenity, shine, spark, stability, steadfast, strength, success, surrender, thrive, transition, transform, trust, unity, unstoppable, vision, vulnerable, warrior, wholeness, wisdom, and worthy. So sit with these. Does anyone like have it? They're like, that's my word. because I love hearing people's words. And yes, we love writing. We love getting help. Totally worth getting help. Connector. Michelle, I love that for you. That's really beautiful. We love connector. Integrity. Olivia, hi. I'm great at making lists, telling future Olivia what to do. But future me makes excuses and drags things out. So I need to have the integrity to listen to my own advice and follow through. I love that. Integrity with yourself. Ooh, so good. Great. So you can come back to this and keep digging in. I love playing with a thesaurus. It's my favorite thing to do around here. Michelle says, at first I was going to choose elevate, but now I'm thinking reset or reframe. Since I'm evaluating what's working and what's not and what I need to let go of. I love that for you, Michelle. I like reframe a lot, actually. That's really nice. Trust. We love trust. Trust is such a good word because it's one of those that applies to yourself as well as to others, right? And we normally assume, oh, trust and integrity, that's like how you relate to other people. That's for other people, but it's also, yeah, having integrity with myself, trusting myself. Really, really beautiful. Align, making choice for my values, not for my fears. Ooh, Brad, yes. I put that one up there. Really great word for you. I'm into it. Yeah. We like confidence. I want to approach the year knowing I can accomplish the goals I set. Yeah. I'm just confident. Yeah. You just know. You're just knowing. I love it. I love it. Okay, great. All right. We are going to do a little Q&A at the end here in your workbook. Just so you know, you've got links if you've got the digital version of the Musician's Success Cycle. So it's a free little mini course that dives into those 5 phases, and you can figure out where are you right now in your success cycle. There's access to Amplify. There's the Rooted Results Retreat, which is what Amplimansion was called. I've rebranded it. It's the same awesome program that's in May. Early bird pricing for the retreat will end January 15th. I extended it a little bit. And then there's one-on-one coaching to work with me. And if that's something that's interesting to you, we can set up a call to talk about it. And also, if you're considering the retreat as well and you're not sure if it's for you, you can book a call with me. I'll send an email in a couple hours with links to do all this stuff. And just a reminder that if you get the annual plan for Amplify, it's like, listen, if you're in the music industry and you're a creative and you're in it for the long haul, you should probably just be getting long-term support. You're in this for the long term, get long-term support. And this week, when you register before the 4th, you get the extra month of one-on-one chat support with me. And if you register today, because you know this is going to be an awesome fit, and half the people on this call are so awesome that are in Amplify, you get to join us. You get put into the raffle to get this bundle. And I'll announce the winner on our next Amplify call, which is the first week of January. All right. The dates of the retreat are May 14th to, it's a Thursday to Monday. So whatever that is. And I can put a, inthekey.co/retreats. There's information in the chat now popping in there. It's inthekey.co/retreat. Oh wait, you guys, I forgot to show you this. So, I'm going to take questions now in the chat. Everyone that's not in Amplify, go to Amplify. If you're watching on the watch page, there's a button below. You can also go to inthekey.co/amplify. We would love to have you. We would love to do coaching with you. We would love to get you to feel really confident and feel this momentum every call, which is twice. Oh, we actually have 3 calls a month because we have a new master coach. When she's not new, she joined last January. And she was my first coach in like 2007. And so she does office hours too. So you get 3 coaching calls a month for $49. It's the best resource. The biggest changes I made in my career was when I had a coach. Like the biggest leaps and jumps was when I had that accountability and community. And there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming up this year in person in Amplify. So this is the year to get in before I have to like 10x the price. Just saying. Spoiler alerts. Boop. Oh, Susan, you love Anchored. I like that for you. Let's see. Courage. Something along the lines of self-knowing, grounded, kinship. Kinship, Josh, I love that for you. Awesome, guys. All right, any questions about, we went so fast today. You all are just like getting it. You have this worksheet. Save it for next year because I do this every year. I'll never not do this. I tweak it a little bit every year, but I keep it as the same as possible so that the people that have done it before can refer back to previous years and do a little, wow, I've come so far, because that's a nice feeling, you know? Yeah, any questions for me, you guys? Let's see, dates for Susan. Did I answer that? May 14th to 18th? 19th, 15th to 19th, 14th to 19th? Thank you, CJ, for being here. Ooh, nurtured. I love that. Ease and grace, Catherine. Ooh. Ease and grace for you. I feel like you've done really good with the ease part. You've let go of that like hustle. I don't know. I can't pick for you. You've got to pick the one that lights you up. Yeah, what's going to carry you through the year? What's going to be a word that resonates so strongly that you're going to be able to remember it in 365 days, you know? Oh, Katrina, great question. Where do you put your word as a reminder? Couple of options. Literally a sticky note on my computer screen. Second option, and I did this for Rooted. I spent some time making a really cool graphic for my phone, for my screensaver. Hold on. Now it's Enzo. This is my dog. But up until a couple weeks ago, it was this really cool rooted tree with like this moon scene. And I literally make a graphic that embodies it. So I go to Canva and I just see what, you can also just find like wallpaper, iPhone wallpaper. So every time you open your phone, you're reminded of your word, right? So if I have rain this year, I'm probably going to have some queen crown thing happening for sure on my phone. But that's my favorite place to do it. On your bathroom mirror, somewhere where you see it every day, you can make yourself. I have this little like tray that had a couple years ago, my word was shine. And a friend of mine gave me this little tray that my toothbrush and toothpaste is in, and it says like shine. So that was my reminder that year. So lots of fun, different ways to kind of look. I mean, you could just do a quick Google search of like, see what pops up on Etsy or something, and like with your word, if someone made something. But that's a great question. Michelle, let's see. I feel like my word is going to be a challenge. It is not my default. How do you help yourself be successful when your word is going to be challenging? I don't know what you mean. Tell me what your word is, Michelle, and then I might be able to help you a little bit. Like your word is going to be like if rain, being a leader, and like that's going to be hard for me. Is that what you mean? Like, so it's not like it's outside of your comfort zone, you mean? Michelle, can you say more? Because I really want to get, I think I know what you're asking, but I'm not like 1,000% sure. So I will come back to that. Let's see. Everyone's loving on Catherine here. I love that. Ooh, this is great. I love this. So you write yours on a dry erase board above your work area. It stays there all year. Sometimes chiding you. Yeah, that's great. Putting the word on the phone. Oh, Sarah Jane, I love this. Self. It feels so selfish to have this as a word for the year, but I'm about to be an empty nester and need to figure out who I am and what I'm going to do with my life now. Self-care, music, health, dance. Okay, beautiful. The fact that it feels selfish to even just say the word self is a really good indicator that that might be the word for this year, right? And I'm not reading self at the cost of others, right? Just self, like acknowledging, looking at, prioritizing, thinking about, identifying. It's a beautiful word. Beautiful. And if it resonates with you and it feels a little like, oh, it's prickly in a kind of good way, I think that's okay. I really do. All right. Josh, my word is inspire. I could stand to inspire myself and others a bit more than I did last year. Okay. I like that. I like inspire. Michelle put a wallpaper on her phone. Cool. Connector. I usually like doing things by myself. Okay, great. Michelle, this is really, really cool. And I really like Katrina's suggestion saying you could change it to connect. So connector might be saying, this is who I have to be. And the thing for you to watch out for, Michelle, is, and then for anyone else that has chosen a word that is a like a descriptor of a person like this, like, do I need to be that all the time? Right? Especially if you're an introvert, or meaning you get your energy from being alone, you need to be mindful and take care of that so that you're not overextending and then you get exhausted and you start resenting this word that you created in the first place, right? So if it was more of connect instead of connector, then when there are opportunities to connect, or you have a choice of, do I go it alone or do I step into this community for the evening? You can say, hey, that's aligned with my word. That feels good, right? And you don't always need to show up as connector. So I actually like this solution a lot. I don't know if that helps. But I also get that it's pushing the comfort zone, and maybe you want to step into that, but we don't want to like have it be a should all of the time, you know? So yeah, great. Love the community there. I love the idea of creating or finding piece of art as the word reminder. Yeah. I mean, how often are we on our phones? Oh, the other one is your desktop, your background of your desktop. I had like the most trees on my, like a big tree. I had like all the rooted things this year for sure. Any other questions? And does anyone have any questions about Amplify? Let me show this. The code for $100 off for the year, which is basically 4 months free, is Ampli Career. When you go to the checkout for the annual, there's no discount for the monthly. Monthly is just $49 a month. You might as well try it for that price, right, you guys? Oh, Katrina for the win here. You can connect inwards and outwards. So connect is connecting with yourself too. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful, you guys. Yeah. Suzanne, there was a question earlier I just saw. Is it also for songwriters who aren't really artist musicians who still release songs? I did not know what you were referring to, but you're talking about Amplify. There are a lot of musicians in Amplify, and it is definitely arts adjacent. And it is totally for songwriters. Absolutely. We talk a lot about the release process, but mostly it's about what's stopping you from what you say you want. That's my superpower, is hearing what people want, even if you're not really sure what you want, but extrapolating what it is that you want and then creating a plan for you to get it. So it's kind of like, once you're in Amplify, it's like, over my dead body, are you not getting the thing? And it doesn't need to be music related, right? That's where I coach from, because that's my industry and that's where I have experience. And there are a lot of musicians there. And I created Amplify because there were no masterminds like this on this level that weren't just for beginners, for career musicians. So I created it. And I think it's still the only one of its kind that is this kind of broad and holistic in terms of the coaching. But we do occasionally talk about release processes. We talk about playlists. And sometimes when we're talking about pitching, there are some examples. There's a great touring community. Some people are like, hey, I'm doing gigs in this city. People will do gigs together. So there's some cool crossover, but absolutely do not need to be a musician. But if you're a songwriter, you'd fit right in. We do have people that are not musicians in the group, for sure. Let's see here. If I ever saw my desktop, it would be cool. Always have stuff open on top of it. Understood. That's really funny. The systems, Catherine, oh, I love this. The systems I've set up through Amplify have helped me have a year of professional financial growth, even though it was a year of personal loss. Amplify is well worth it. Oh, Catherine, thank you. Yeah, you've been such a rock star for so long, and I know it's been a crazy year for you. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, Fiona Jane, you're an actress and singer. Not typical. Not so typical. We love having you all the way from the UK. Yay. Molly, you have a specific question. You have specific questions about releasing music, copywriting songs. That's something you go into the community and do search in the archives to learn more about. Yeah, totally. There's lots and lots and lots of resources on that, as well as in the Releasify app. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff inside of the Amplify archives that you get that are searchable. Totally. Dara loves the long-term community and support, and we love you. We make songs on the spot and Amplify. Yeah, Suzanne, totally get that. You have some tricky stuff with connecting with fans because you're not the artist. Yeah, we got to it sounds like your fans need to know more about what you do so they can connect with the you side of the things, right? I mean, fans, it's easy to connect with artists because it's like, you see me, right? A lot of fans nowadays are seeing the musicians and seeing the artists before they hear them. Like they're seeing their branding, they're seeing them on Instagram, they're seeing them. So you can be seen. We can get you to be seen. Placement of words. Let's see. Oh, Judy, I love this. You have a row of inspiring images and quotes at the top of your computer desktop. So you can see them even if you have Windows open. Very cool. Any other questions, comments? So to end today, because you're just all eating it up, and so we're 10 minutes ahead of time, we're just going to take a nice big stance. We're going to take up room, okay? Because you just did a lot of work, and I don't want you to fold into yourself. We want to say, okay, I now know what I want for next year. I now have a word, or I'm working on a word that'll define that, and I deserve all that stuff that comes in. So we want to take up space, which means put your feet on the ground. Roll your shoulders back. Take a really big breath through your nose and out through the mouth. Especially if the goals that you wrote down are not ones that feel like they're in the comfort zone, like they feel like they might be a little like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying that I want to go after that. Tell your body that it's safe, that this is not a scary thing, that there's not a tiger chasing us. Even if you're looking at these goals and your word feels outside your comfort zone, telling your body you're safe means breathing through your nose and out through your mouth. Think about it. If you're being chased by a tiger, you're not breathing through your nose. You're not going, you're breathing through your mouth the whole time when you're being chased by a tiger. So inside your nose, there's all these tiny little hairs. And when you breathe through your nose, they communicate to your brain that things are chill. You're safe. So when you get overwhelmed, when you're starting to feel like that fight or flight kicking in, even though there's nothing actual, you look around and you are technically safe, just tell your body to catch up. And the easiest way to do that is take up space and breathe through your nose. Cool. We do a little of the somatic work in Amplify too, just in case you're wondering. It's really just to get everything that's up here that we know we want to be aligned with our body so our bodies don't reject the things we want. And that is our expansion, right? Building a body to hold all the stuff that we're calling in. And the first half of this workshop, clearing space so that when we call this stuff in, it just doesn't bounce right back out, you know? All right, you guys. It's been a delight to be here with you. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions about any of the resources and support structures that I've made for you, whether that's Amplify, the retreat coming up, one-on-one coaching, whatever. If you're not Amplify, this is my official invitation. I am inviting you into Amplify. Amplifiers, if they're not in Amplify, should they join for the year and come check it out? Yes or no? Just ask them. And well, I'll see you in the first call of the year, which for anyone that is in Amplify, right now we are meeting, the calls are all recorded, but our next one is the 7th at 3:00 Eastern time. Ooh, get excited. All right. Everyone's saying yes. All the people. Thank you, Robin. It's so good to see you here. Everyone who isn't already should join Amplify. I did not pay Robin to say that. I'll see you with the Grammy. Oh, I received that. I love that. Thank you so much, you guys. Aaron is totally fine. I love your pub has been a lifeline. Your Power Up pod. Wonderful, wonderful. Mwah. I'll see you all in January. Have a wonderful New Year's. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. And I will hopefully see you, every single one of you, in Amplify. All right. Bye, all.